Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something really cool, a new kind of AI. It's designed to get at all that critical expert knowledge that's just, well, it's trapped inside these super complex technical documents.
So let's start with a problem that you've probably seen if you've ever worked in heavy industry or manufacturing, really any field that deals with complex machines.
Right, you've got these manuals, schematics, all these procedures. We're talking thousands and thousands of pages. And all the expertise you need, it's buried in there, locked away in these dense, static documents. So imagine being a technician, trying to find that one specific piece of information right when you need it. It's almost impossible. And that's a huge bottleneck. So how do you crack that safe? How do you unlock this massive library of knowledge? Well, the first part of the answer we're going to look at today is a system called Agentic Vision. Now, don't just think of this as a fancy text scanner. It's way more than that. Agentic Vision is built to understand the whole document. I mean, the visuals, the context, how every single piece connects to every other piece. It basically takes a flat, boring PDF and turns it into this dynamic, searchable map of knowledge. Pretty cool. Okay, so how does it actually do that? It's this really clever four-step process. First up, it does this intelligent scan of the page to figure out what's important and, just as key, what's not. It filters out all the noise. Then it pulls out the structure, the diagrams, the tables. And here's the crucial part. It uses AI to validate everything, to make sure it's not making mistakes. And then finally, it stitches it all together into that structured knowledge graph we were talking about. And what's really amazing here is the kind of information it's grabbing. We're not just talking about text, no way. It's identifying the actual mechanical connections in a diagram. It's pulling the specific values out of a parameter table. It's figuring out the logical relationships between different parts. In essence, it's rebuilding the entire technical logic of the document into a digital format you can actually talk to. Okay, but here's the thing. Just reading and structuring the document, that's not enough. To really understand it, the AI has to speak the language, right? It needs to know the lingo of that specific industry, whether we're talking CNC machining or building airplanes. And this slide, this really hits the nail on the head. Think about a generic AI. It knows a little bit about everything, right? Its knowledge is a mile wide but an inch deep. It's superficial. It doesn't get those subtle, supercritical relationships in a technical field, like, how this one specific G-code command makes that one specific mechanical thing happen. And that's where the second piece of our puzzle comes in, Pack Builder. This is the system that basically sends the AI to school. It teaches it to become a domain expert. How? It goes through a company's documents and learns their unique language, their codes, their internal logic. It builds something called an ontology, which is a fancy word, but you can just think of it as a super specialized dictionary and rulebook for that specific field. So the AI doesn't just know the words, it knows how they all connect. And here's the most important part. This isn't something you just set up once and forget about. Oh no. It's a continuous learning system. It's alive, in a way. Every single new document it looks at, it gets smarter. It finds new terms, suggests ways to update its own knowledge map, and it even learns to adapt to the tiny differences between manufacturers or standards. It just keeps getting more and more precise. Okay, so we have these two really powerful systems. Agentic Vision, the reader, Pack Builder, the expert. What happens when you put them together? Let's see how they create a complete solution. The way they work together is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You've got Agentic Vision reading and structuring the document, and then Pack Builder comes in with that deep expert knowledge to actually understand what's being read. It's like one system provides the what, and the other provides the so what. Perfect.
So what does that mean for someone on the ground? It means a technician can finally stop flipping through some 300-page manual. Instead, they can just ask a complex question, a question with context, and bam, they get an immediate, accurate answer because it's coming from a system that deeply understands the source material. So this whole transformation from static paper to this dynamic, actionable intelligence, what does that actually look like out in the real world? Let's take a look.
Well, the impact is huge. I mean, think about any industry where a mistake costs a ton of money or where downtime is a complete disaster. We're talking advanced manufacturing, robotics, industrial maintenance, basically anywhere that precision and speed are everything. And for the person actually using it, this is the real game changer. It's about getting rid of all those hidden costs of just searching for information. The frustration, the lost time, the chance you'll grab the wrong spec. What used to take hours of digging through PDFs now becomes an instant intelligence search. You get the right answer right away. Simple as that.
On a deeper level, we're really seeing a fundamental shift in how we even think about documentation. It's not a static book on a shelf anymore. It's not just a file in a folder that's probably already out of date. It becomes a living, intelligent knowledge graph, one that evolves and gets smarter every time you feed it a new document. And think about what this means for diagrams. A diagram isn't just a picture for a human to stare at anymore. It's a network of connected data points. So now, a technician can literally ask the diagram a question. Hey, show me everything connected to the hydraulic pump. And boom, they get an immediate visual answer. It's incredible.
And it's the same for procedures. Those step-by-step instructions, they're not just a boring list anymore. They become interactive workflows you can talk to. You can ask, okay, what's next? Or what tool do I need for step 5? Or even, hey, what's the safety check I have to do before I start this? And you get an instant context-aware answer every time. So when you put it all together, this combination of Agentic Vision and Pack Builder, it's really a powerful new kind of industrial intelligence. And look, the goal here isn't just about finding stuff faster. It's about turning those passive, dead documents into an active expert assistant that's right there working alongside your teams. And that leaves us with a pretty powerful final thought. Just think about it for a second. What happens to your efficiency, to your training, to how you solve problems when your entire library of technical documents becomes your smartest, most knowledgeable expert on staff available 24/7?